We gotta talk about this. This is so strong. EA cracking down on DEI remover mod for Sims 4. There is a mod, however, that has caused a bit of controversy. DEI remover 1.00 this is so funny, is a mod that changes the diverse character options found in the game into straight and white characters. EA is reportedly trying to have the mod removed from various websites, but it keeps on being re-uploaded according to the Wired, or the report from Wired. Just came across a Sims 4 mod that removes DEI by forcing all pre-made Sims to be white, straight, thin, and even changing LGBTQ couples into siblings. This isn't just a mod, it's intentionally raising representation and pushing a harmful and disgusting agenda. The Sims has always been about creativity, diversity, and making a space for everyone to tell this story. This completely goes against that, one Sims player said. The Changers has fans furious. EA didn't immediately respond to a request for taking down the mod. You know what's funny about EA doing this? You know what's really ironic? I remember, like, not too long ago, there was a studio that was making the next Black Panther game, and one of the game devs got clipped by Asmon's Clippers. Chat, the title of this video is really ironic. EA game dev explains why she doesn't hire white people. Yet we're over here talking about DEI remover for a mod for Sims 4.
So yeah, people posted this. I never actually watched this.
I have a team of 21 right now for Validate. It's a pretty big team. It's a crazy big team for indie games.
Mm-hmm.
But who is your team? Validate has a team of mostly all people of color. We have no white people on our team. I did that because I wanted to create a safe environment. And I know the best way for an environment to be safe is to be around people who are just like me.
That's so weird. That's so weird. Sims 4 mod removes DI by making them all white, straight, thin, and removing LGBTQ. Isn't that discrimination? Yeah, it's actually racial segregation at that point.
I know some people who agree with that. Yeah, I know some people who, yeah.
And I'm not saying that.
Now, I'm not saying that white people are bad, but
people in the industry are creating unsafe environments. I'm not saying that. That is not what I'm saying. I am saying that sometimes it is hard to work with white people.
You can't make this shit up. Imagine you say that at a meeting and being like, guys, I think we have a lot of X people. We have a lot of Asian people in my job, and being like, I think it's really difficult to work with Asian people. You would get immediately flogged and like crucified for saying that shit.
Because they think
you
that
get
something
fired.
Okay, but it was really a microaggression. And no one wants to deal with that while you're trying to make a game that they love.
Isn't this like basically illegal for you to say like, well, we just don't hire fucking, like, imagine if somebody goes like, yeah, we just don't hire black people. It's just nuts, man.
How do they justify this? Dude, imagine living your life like this. I hate the term microaggression. It's not a real word. I hate this. I hate it so much. She should get fired. Well, chat, I've got some news for you, chat. Kinda weird, kinda hypocritical. Kinda feels like this wouldn't be a problem if it was a mod to make every character black or really any other color than white. Like, really get your noggin jogging, you know what I'm saying? But yo, smugglers, here to quickly interrupt your latest React viewing to tell you about this adorable SmugAlana Fire plushie. Kick it, print it, do whatever you want, but she goes away forever, ever on June 24th, so grab yours while you can. Yesterday, I saw this news as well. EA cancels Black Panther, closes Cliffhanger Studio. In an email sent to staff from EA Entertainment, President Laura Milley Millie said that these changes, alongside other recent cancellations and layoffs, are being done to sharpen our focus and put our creative energy behind the most significant growth opportunities. Chat, they got cooked. Cliffhanger Games, a narrative designer at Cliffhanger Games, says, no, we will not be hiring white people because I think that they are difficult to work with. You get what you fucking deserve, man. You do. You really do. You want to spend time and money and resources on trying to get a Sims mod taken down, and now you have to lay off a ton of non-white people because it's draining your wallet. Really, this is just a master class of virtue signaling. Look, guys, we keep taking down the white people mod, the white people Sims mod. Oh, whoops, we just put an entire dev team of black people out of a job. Yeah, put the fries in the bag, fricker. And you know, it's honestly crazy. What do you think has a larger impact on minorities, chat? Let's think about this. Removing the white people Sims mod, or employing an entire non-white dev team? Which one do you think helps more? I'm gonna wager an entire dev team and all of their families. Like, a job is way more important than this fucking mod, man. It's just gross virtue signaling. They don't give a fuck about black people. They don't give a fuck about minorities. When push comes to shove, corpos will always care about profit. That's why they're doing this. This is PR talk for we need to reallocate resources. They always have. They always will. And retards will do mental gymnastics for the billionaire corpo borpo because they're so inclusive, even when shit like this happens. Even when your 100% non-white dev team gets laid off for no other reason than, like, we didn't think it would be any good, like, it's not gonna make them any money, they'll still run to their defense to own the chuz. It's such cucked behavior. Yeah, please don't bully the multi-billion-dollar corpo borpo company. Just leave them alone, man. It's just business. Classic. Absolute banger. And let me be clear, it's obviously racist to say you didn't hire white people because you wanted a safe environment. I don't think this should have ever been a thing. I don't know how this got clipped. And I just think it's very funny they pretend to care about inclusivity and loving minorities and saying this kind of thing and saying that it's okay. Until it starts costing them money, and then they instantly cut that shit off. Immediately, they're like, we're losing money. We can't do this anymore. Yeah, when you tell them that corpos are not on your side, they're like, oh no, you're just being a bigot. We have LGBT flag in June, we care about diversity and stuff. Meanwhile, and then as soon as June 31st or 30th hits the clock, those flags are gone instantly. Every year, man, every year, and people fall for that shit. EA cancels Black Panther game, closes Cliffhanger Games. This is the third round of layoffs at EA this year. That's a lot of peoples in McDonald's outfits. Third round this year. It is end of May. We need a fourth round. Electronic Arts is canceling its planned Black Panther game and shutting down developer Cliffhanger Games, IGN has learned. In an email sent out, we already read this, in addition to closing Cliffhanger and canceling Black Panther, EA is also laying off some individuals on both its mobile and central teams. That's not good. It means that they're not making money off of the mobile games, or they need to cut costs on that. When asked for an exact number of individuals impacted, EA declined to comment. IGN understands the total number of affected individuals in this wave is less than the roughly 300 roles cut last month across Respawn and EA's fan care teams, but cannot confirm by how much. You'll figure it out when everybody starts going, there's an increase in job applications at McDonald's. We gotta put those numbers up! It's really hard, man. Oh, we're just so sorry, chat. What a shocker, man. Let me translate for those of you who don't speak Corpo Borpo, by the way. What they're actually trying to say is we want to lay off a bunch of DI hires now that the public doesn't care about that anymore, and put our money towards games that we actually think sell well, like EA Sports and stuff. That's what they're trying to say. Sharpen our focus and put our creative energy. It's corpo borpo speak for we can't do this anymore. We need to put more money into things that actually make us money. That's what they're trying to say. This is such a massive cup because they didn't just cancel a game. They ex-nayed. They destroyed an entire studio. Like, yep, we don't need you anymore. Bye-bye. We're not even gonna let you finish your game. We're pretty sure it's gonna fail, so you're done. It's so brutal, absolutely brutal. They probably saw what happened with similar cases like Concord, AC Shadows, lesser extent, I guess Dustbin, but that's indie, I guess. I'm sure there's more, but I can't like think of them right now. They saw the writing on the wall and were like, ah, fuck. Oh man, I don't think we we just don't care anymore. Because it's costing them too much money. These decisions are hard. They affect people we've worked with, learned from, and shared real moments with. We're doing everything we can to support them, including finding opportunities within EA where we've had success helping people land in new roles. As with past rounds of layoffs, EA is endeavoring to place affected individuals in other roles across the company. The company has made use of this placement program with each round of layoffs in recent years, an effort that remains possible despite the constant team cuts, likely due to EA seemingly drastically increasing headcount on other teams at the same time. Per report, EA employed 800 more people as of March of this year than it did the same time in 2024. To that end, Millie's email continues, the company is focusing on small handful of franchises going forward. Battlefield, The Sims, Skate, and Apex Legends. Wait, I didn't even know Apex Legends was EA. Miel also reassures EA will continue to invest in its Iron Man game at Motive and the third Star Wars Jedi game, as well as it maintains its mobile business despite today's cuts. We'll be moving from IPs that we do not believe will be successful in changing the industry. That's literally what they're saying, man. We don't want to do this anymore. I hate corpo speak, man. Let me translate this again for people that don't get it. People stopped caring about DEI and even started blacklisting companies practicing it. So they're axing all of their DEI programs, their hires, and video game consultants and video games themselves. They were supposed to be DEI virtue signals and nothing else because we don't think it'll be profitable anymore. That's what they're saying. They're scummy little corporate rats. Fucking little rats. They're like, give me your money, please. I don't actually care about anything. Fluent in Corpanese. Corpanese is when you get down on your knees and start slurping glorping corpo. Multi-title long relationship between Marvel rivals, or Marvel games. Marvel's Iron Man. Little has been shown of Black Panther. It was a single-player action-adventure open world. Blah, blah, blah. Laid off 300 individuals. 50 cuts were cut in BioWare. Yeah, probably because of Dragon Age. Meanwhile, EA recently implemented mandatory return to office for all workers. That's sad. Mandatory return to office. When asked for comment on the exact number impacted, the reasons for these repeated cuts, EA referred to IGN back to Millie's email. Yeah. So anyway, it's crazy how things are changing. This idea has been like thrown around a bit recently because of the Borderlands 4, if I remember correctly. But I remember reading a post that basically said that a lot of AAA game devs thought that gamers would buy anything, that it didn't matter what they put out, even if it's woke or DEI, and gamers would buy it. They're scared, chat. I think times are changing. I hope anyway. Live service slop? Yeah, that too. That too. Live service slop. Eat it up. Eat it up. Tasty. It's afraid. We the gamers are putting our hands on the surface of the big corpos and we're like, I think it's afraid. I can feel it. You're not spending money, which is great. The year of the gamer! People will buy anything, are you sure? I mean, people will buy anything to an extent. Yeah, I don't know. Rebozo, maybe don't be weird next time. I don't think this is a direct correlation with what she said because this was like a year ago. Yeah, this was over a year ago even. March 13th, 2024. This was a big deal. When all the Sweet Baby Ink stuff was coming out. I'm not saying that white people are unsafe, but they're so difficult to work with. That has nothing to do with what they said. It's all financial. Yeah, no, I think if they cared enough, they would have axed him earlier. That's why I'm saying, I think they probably had some sort of test run with Black Panther. And you know how they do movie screenings for people to like enjoy something and being like, oh, okay, before we release a trailer to the public, we're gonna have a test screening. They probably saw this and were like, fuck, man, uh-oh, this is not looking good. People are really resistant to what's going on in the last like couple of days. Or the last couple of months. Yeah, focus groups, that's what it's called, I think. I didn't buy any game in like 20 years. I could suffer another 100 with how big my Steam backlog of indie games is. Yes, it is. I think there is a note to say that indie games are coming back. Yeah, pay your $70, play Black Panther, and support everyone. Ex-Sweet Baby Inc. employee and current... Ah, she was ex-Sweet Baby Inc. too. I forgot about that. Their designer seemed proudly bragging that previous title Validate had no white people on dev team. I forgot about Validate. I did too. This was a year ago, chat. March 12, 24. What's Validate? A dead game. Pretty sure that's illegal. I don't know how that happened. They worked on it for an entire year. Maybe they did have some, you know, people that they brought in. But again, to circle back, I do think this is ridiculous. People being so fucking upset. Really good indicator that EA has too many staff and could stand another round of layoffs. Yeah, their fourth one it was. I think it was. Third layoffs. They need a fourth, a fifth, maybe even a sixth, chat.